Good morning friends. Today we are discussing on a topic which is related with the additional credit. Additional credit are essential for the passing purpose in this semester and next semester too. For our course, that is MSc Chemistry, MSc particularly Inorganic Chemistry, we have chosen skill development additional course. The chromatographic technique is selected for this semester and next semester too. The objective of this course for the both semester are basic understanding with hand-on training of different chromatographic technique. The topic for skill development, that is chromatographic technique, for both semester include 5 different topics. All topics are related with the chromatographic techniques. The different kinds of chromatographic technique are studied in this semester and next semester too. Okay. For that purpose, topic first is paper chromatography and TLC, that is thin layer chromatography. Second topic is GC, that is gas chromatography. Third topic is HPLC, that is high performance liquid chromatography. Fourth topic is GCMS, that is gas chromatography with mass spectrometry. 5 number topic is LCMS, that is liquid chromatography with mass spectrometry. These 5 topics are for both semesters, that is semester 3rd and semester 4th. Okay. So, for this semester, we decide to study paper chromatography, thin layer chromatography, GC and HPLC. These 3 topics are studied by ourselves in this semester under skill development program, and remaining further 2 topics, that is topic number 4 GCMS and topic number 5 LCMS, will be studied in next semester. Okay. For both semester, assessment is done according to written test, group discussion and field visit. Written test, group discussion and field visit. For field visit, you should have to prepare a project after the field visit. For that field visit, you can visit to any industry which can use such kind of chromatographic techniques, then research laboratory, instrumental laboratory, where such kind of various instruments are used for the analysis purpose, right one. Then definitely written test, group discussion, field visit is both for the both semester. That means you should have to visit 2 industries in first sem 1 industry, or you can say 2 research laboratory, or you can say 2 instrumental laboratory. Obviously written test for this semester 2, next semester 2. Group discussion for this semester 2, next semester 2. Okay. Now this is the general idea regarding this syllabus. In today's lecture, we would like to introduce or would like to discuss about the thin layer chromatography, right one. Actually, before to start the topic of thin layer chromatography, you should have to think about the basic concept of chromatography. No doubt, chromatography is studied by ourselves, right one. Chromatography is used in a laboratory in SYBSc, in TYBSc or in FYBSc too, right one. But before to start actual topic, you should think about or you should have to discuss about chromatography, right one. So, what is the chromatography? Actually, this is the Greek word, chroma stands for color and graphy means analysis, right one. That means chromatography is nothing but the analysis which is related with the color, right one. If according to the analytical chemistry you should have to define the chromatography, then definition of chromatography is, it is physicochemical, or you can say it is physicobiological technique, or you simply we call it is a technique, right one. It is a technique, right, which is related with identification, right, which is related with identification, purification and separation purpose, right one. That means the technique which is related with identification, purification and separation purpose, it is called as a chromatography. No doubt, during the analysis, during the identification, during the purification, during the separation, maybe sometime color is developed. Therefore, it is called chromatography, right one. This is the simple definition of chromatography, the technique which is related with the identification, purification and separation of components of a mixture by using 2 phases which are continuously in contact with each other, right one. In definition, there is a word two phases, right one? Which are these two phases? Of course, in chromatography, in any chromatographic technique, there are two phases are used, right one? These two phases are named, one is stationary phase, right? One is stationary phase and second one is mobile phase, right? As the name indicates, stationary phase is a constant in nature, right? It is constant. And as the name indicates, mobile phase, it is continuously moving, right? During the analysis or during the chromatography, stationary phase is a constant, right one? And mobile phase is a continuously moving on the surface of stationary phase with constantly and steadily with uniform rate, right one? That means these two phases are continuously in contact with each other during the analysis or during the separation, okay? In the chromatography, suppose you want to classify the chromatography, classification of a chromatography is done according to nature of stationary phase and mobile phase. Of course, stationary phase is solid or liquid in nature and mobile phase moving, that is liquid or gaseous in nature. That means during the analysis, the stationary phase which is used, it is solid in nature and the mobile phase which is used is a liquid or gaseous in nature. That means the solid stationary phase is continuously in contact with liquid or gaseous mobile phase, or you can say that liquid stationary phase is continuously in contact with liquid or a gaseous mobile phase. Suppose you want to do the classification of a chromatography, right one? Suppose you want to do the classification of a chromatography. I am writing heading here, classification of a chromatography, right one? Classification. If you want to classify the chromatography, then classification of a chromatography is done on the basis of stationary phase or you can say mobile phase use, right one? First classification, suppose I think a criteria according to nature of stationary phase, nature of stationary phase, right? We know that previously according to previously we just discussed stationary phase is a liquid or solid in nature. If stationary phase is a solid and if stationary phase is a liquid in nature, right? If stationary phase is a solid in nature, it is known as adsorption type of chromatography. Adsorption type of chromatography, right? And if stationary phase is a liquid in nature, it is called partition type of chromatography, right? Partition chromatography, right? Suppose stationary phase is a liquid solid in nature, it is called adsorption type of chromatography, and liquid in nature it is called as partition type of chromatography. Again, if I think about mobile phase, right? Mobile phase, okay? Mobile phase, that is nature of mobile phase. If mobile phase is liquid in nature and mobile phase is a gaseous in nature, right? Now stationary phase is a solid, mobile phase is a liquid, that is solid liquid type chromatography. Okay, stationary phase is a solid, mobile phase is a gas, then solid gas type of chromatography, right? Now we think about this liquid chromatography, or you can say partition type of chromatography. Okay, in the partition type of chromatography, once again we think about nature of mobile phase, nature of mobile phase, right? If mobile phase is also liquid and stationary phase is also liquid, then it is called liquid-liquid chromatography, right? And if mobile phase is a gas and stationary phase is a liquid, it is called liquid gas type of a chromatography. This is the general classification of a chromatography. If you think about the principle, right? First see the general principle. In the general principle, you can say that separation of a component of a mixture is carried out by various phenomena, that is adsorption, desorption, right? Adsorption, desorption. Then you can say partition coefficient, partition coefficient. Then you can say size exclusion, okay, etc. That means various phenomenon or various physical properties, or you can say that various phenomenon are used during the separation, right? Now come to the point, in adsorption type of chromatography, which principle is used or which principle is a base, okay, for the separation purpose, and for liquid chromatography, which principle is used during the separation of components of a mixture, right one? First we see adsorption type of chromatography. In adsorption type of chromatography, separation is done on the basis of adsorption, right? You know very well about what is adsorption, what is a desorption, what is adsorbent, what is adsorbate, okay. Then what is the principle actually? The component of a mixture which are strongly adsorbed on solid stationary phase, or you can say that only stationary phase, right? The components of a mixture which are strongly adsorbed on stationary phase will less move via mobile phase, obviously, while the component which are loosely adsorbed on stationary phase will greatly influence move by the mobile phase. This is called adsorption desorption phenomenon, right one? While in partition type of chromatography, separation is done or separation is a base according to partition coefficient, okay. You know very well about what is the partition coefficient. The component which is highly dissolved or high affinity towards the liquid stationary phase will less move, while the component having high affinity towards the mobile phase will greatly influence or greatly move. This is the principle of adsorption and partition type of chromatography, right one? During the chromatography, various instruments or various techniques are used, okay. If you discuss about the various techniques, some instrumental technique and some non-instrumental technique are used also. In our syllabus, the two kinds of chromatography are used, TLC and paper chromatography. No doubt TLC and paper chromatography, both kind of chromatography are used by ourselves in a laboratory during the practical purpose, right one? First, would like to discuss about TLC, okay. What is TLC? TLC means thin layer chromatography, right? What is a thin layer chromatography? A thin layer of stationary phase, right? Thin layer of stationary phase is applied on solid inert material, right? That is called as a support, right? On the support, this support is maybe aluminum foil, or you can say that aluminum plate, then glass plate, okay. It may be used a metallic plate or plastic plate too, only support purpose, and it is inert in nature, right? It is inert in nature. On this support, on this solid support, on this inert solid support, you can apply adsorbate, okay. That is stationary phase. The stationary phase may be used silica gel with proper mesh size, alumina or cellulose. These are the stationary phase which can use for different kinds of separation during TLC, right one? The silica gel with proper mesh size, alumina or cellulose is applied on the surface of this inert material. This application or a coating should be thin according to use, okay, and the application is done in the format of gel, okay, in suitable volatile liquid or volatile solvent, right one? In TLC, the solid material or stationary phase is a solid and mobile phase is a liquid in nature. Therefore, separation is done on the basis of adsorption desorption phenomenon, right one? It is discussed previously, right? During the TLC or during the thin layer chromatography, some steps, some basic steps are used, right? I am writing here steps. or basic steps, right one. The first step in a TLC is preparation of stationary phase. That is adsorbate, right. Second step, preparation of chromatogram. Including application of a spot, development of chromatogram. Your development, you can say here preparation of chromatographic plate, right. Development of chromatographic plate. Then identification of a spot, and last you can say detection of a spot too, and last finding RF value, right. Now discuss about the first step, that is preparation of stationary phase, right. Stationary phase may be used silica gel, cellulose or alumina, right, in the form of gel. The gel is prepared by using solid powder of any one of this stationary material, okay, and suitable volatile liquid, so that there is a formation of a slurry. In that slurry we take a plate or inert support material and dip, okay. A thin coating is developed on the inert support material, and that is used as a chromatographic plate. Suppose this is the chromatographic plate we develop or choose, okay, and this is the stationary phase which is uniform in nature, right. Second step is the preparation of chromatographic plate, right. Assuming this is a baseline, on this baseline the analyte, right, in the second step we choose a mixture, or you can say the analyte. This mixture is a dissolved in suitable inert volatile solvent, right. A solution of a mixture is prepared, right. That solution of a mixture is taken, and by using a fine capillary we applied spot, okay, according to our use, right. You are giving a very much suitable size of a spot. It is not too thick, it is not too thin, right, without disturbing this stationary phase, right. Concentrate that spot at least for 2 times, okay, and wait for a few seconds so that volatile material evolve, right, vaporize off. This is the preparation of a chromatographic plate. Then development of chromatographic plate, okay. Now this is inert support material, this is stationary phase, and this is the mixture, that is analyte, right one. Now suitable mobile phase is chosen, right. It may be a solvent, pure solvent, or mixture of 2 or 3 solvent, right. Solvent depending upon the polarity you choose, right, benzene, ether, okay, chloroform, etc. Then this plate is taken and it is deep inside the chamber containing mobile phase. Suppose this is the chamber, right, and I am here a suitable height, in the suitable height or suitable amount of a mobile phase is taken, right one. Now put the lid on the surface of this chamber so that this container become homogeneous with the vapors of this solvent. Take this chromatographic plate and remove lid and place this chromatographic plate inside this chamber, right, and put the lid as it is, okay. Wait for few minutes. Because of a capillary action, this solvent is continuously moving with the constant speed on this chromatographic plate, okay. Up to suitable height it will move, okay. You can observe by your naked eye. Then remove that plate and mark up to which solvent is moved, right one. You should have to mark, because solvent may be volatile, so that it will vaporize off and you will not able to observe up to how much height solvent is moved on the surface of this chromatographic plate. Then next step is identification of a spot. This spot is identified by your naked eye if it is colored in nature, but if it is not colored in nature, use some complexing agent like iodine or ninhydrin spray for the detection of this spot, right one. Once you detect the spot, suppose my spot is developed up to this height, okay. By the naked eye I can visualize, by using iodine chamber I can find the color of this spot. Then by using ninhydrin spray, I can find the location of this spot. And the last step is RF value, detection of RF value. Now from this imaginary baseline, find distance of solvent moved or distance of mobile phase moved in centimeter or in millimeter, say, right. And by using the colored spot, now you can measure the distance of component moved. Maybe separation is happened, 2 or 3 component will be observed according to nature of the mixture, right one. Now the last step, RF value. By measuring the distance of a solvent and distance of a spot, you can find RF value, that is retardation factor. It is nothing but the ratio of distance travel by solute or spot, right, distance travel by solute to the distance travel by solvent, or you can say mobile phase 2, right. It is a ratio of the same quantity because we measure distance in a centimeter, therefore it has no unit. Units here also centimeter, here also centimeter, cancel out. And this RF value is a characteristic property. By knowing this RF value, you can say that mixture is separated, the component of a mixture are separated from each other or not. This is the whole idea regarding the TLC. Now it is your turn, make a notes of this topic and keep in your record for the assessment purpose, because in our program, though it is not necessary notes are important or not, but my point of view, prepare the notes, okay. I will give some few of marks for that, okay, and read, okay, in detail TLC, application of a TLC, it is for the homework, okay. You can prepare Skoog, R.D. Brown or instrumental method of analysis of different books, okay. Thank you very much.